Av Aftenposten, Grundig og Økokraft.
Lippe is the drama club, like Paul McCartney. Paul McCartney, the Beatle, he opened it.
He opened it, yeah.
And in a few weeks' time,
we're doing it, it's a Howick night play. Yeah, it's a Howick night play, and we're in it.
The entertainment industry is a tough profession, one in which few succeed. Despite this, young hopefuls come to the Liverpool Institute for Performing Arts, or LIPA as it's called, in search of that elusive success. They take the challenge to live their dreams.
I never heard about the school combining all these different courses, you know, like management and sound recording, composing, acting, dancing, whatever. I never heard about that. And when there was a note in the newspaper in Norway, I have to get into the school. The ultimate dream would be to have a hit single or something like that, but you never know.
I think I will do something in the field of art, either film or graphic design or painting. I want to create something where I can say in the end, that's the highest thing or the best thing I could have done until now. And I think when I do this, when I finish the work like this, I will be very, very happy.
I've been surrounded by it from a very early age. I've done a lot of amateur musical theatre and youth theatre, and I don't know, it's just a kind of bug, and I've just got the bug, and so when I heard about LIPA, I wanted to be there, and now I'm trying to make it. Ultimate happiness for me would be to be working continuously on the West End stage. It would be great.
Ever had like the chocolate bar, the good class and the Friends filming and all of that happening on the same day, then that is a wicked day.
Like ultimately I want to dance at the end of it. I want to have a job doing that. But I want to see and meet lots of people and go to nice places.
You've got to believe it to do it.
I've been surrounded by it from a very early age. A lot of
Ever had like the
Got to believe it to do it.
You see, one of my great feelings now is how proud my mum and dad would have been if they could have been here. I won't get into that because I'll start crying. So let's just look to the future. Let's say to all these kids behind and all the people who come through these doors, from me, from everybody who supported, all these wonderful people here, the very best of luck. You will need it, but keep at it. And even though, as Peter said, it was a hard day's night, we can work it out.
1, 2, 3.
It's not about doing 3 years training and coming out and walking straight into a job and being professional and being, oh, I'm famous. It's about learning for 3 years about yourself and about what you're capable of and learning how to push that in different directions.
I really wasn't sure if it was the right thing to do at all because my experience of dance before that in Newcastle had not been good, really. But on the whole, I felt that people thought that really I should just stick with the academic route and give up dancing. My parents always completely supported me because they knew that I wanted to do it. And the other people, teachers at school and dance teachers and what have you, they all sort of quietly said, so no, you should be doing this, you know, you're so good at the academic stuff and blah, blah, blah. But I just went and did it without them really knowing about it, because I can now turn around and say, look, I got a degree out of it and I did something really good without your help and I didn't need it.
Can we just hear some bass drum, please? I'm now making a music video for the band Craven, and it's gonna be a really simple video. I'm not going to use any special effects or anything. I just want the band to look good and yeah, to present them in a good way.
She controls me, keeps my feet from walking. Something kicks me in the way. She uses me, chews me, keeps my mouth from talking, choking, cigarettes I'm smoking. You can use me in and out. You may slap my
Right now we're rebuilding this painting by Van Gogh. I think the main task of this project is to imagine a painting to be a three-dimensional stage design. And of course the technical side is very important, that learning how to build things, put things together. This is one part of the scenery. It's the houses in the background of the Van Gogh. This is going to be the frame of the actual scene of action in the end. And we will build up the whole thing in here, and the audience will stand in front of it and have a look. We have to imitate, of course, the way of painting that Van Gogh used. Very strong paint strokes and thick color. So we have to, on the model, we have to build up a layer with some material and paint onto the layer to make it look very heavy and very much like Van Gogh's paintings.
Was that me? Was that him? Did a prince really kiss me? And kiss me? And did I kiss him back?
I suppose if I really didn't make it after 2 or 3 years down there, I'd try and take another course in something or other. I was quite interested in kind of business studies when I was at school, but I really can't imagine going back into it now after being here, and hopefully I won't have to.
Was it wrong? Am I mad? Is that all? Does he miss me? Was he suddenly getting bored with me?
It would be nice to have a leading role, but I don't think any of us can like absolutely promise that.
No. I think the most important thing is that you've got some sort of integrity, and that you've got
Definitely.
that you can actually do what you enjoy doing. Whether if you have fame, great. If you don't, great.
I chose to support LIPA because it was my old school, and I had many memories, some good, some bad. And so when I discovered that it was in danger of falling down, it became necessary to get a campaign together. And eventually we hit upon the idea of having a performing arts school, which suited me fine, because at least it was something I knew a little bit about. So I wanted to be able to give the beginning that I had to all the students who went here.
I suppose, thinking back to why I got involved in LIPA at all, or started LIPA, was I was reaching a point in my own life when I was wondering what form of leaks I was going to buy. Sorry, I have to do this again. Sorry. I'm often asked how LIPA's different from other schools, and I wish I could do it in a really quick way, but I suppose there'd be 2 elements which would be key. One would be students all working together, so collaboration a big point, over a whole range of skills, and the other point would be encouraging students to be multi-skilled as individuals. I think those are the 2. Now, off to the main part of the meal. Here we go.
Sherry.
That's mine, I think.
Oh, sherry.
The young people who sign on at Liverpool are obviously talented, and having taken the time and trouble to come to Merseyside from all over the world, obviously serious. So what brings them? Is it the prospect of fame? The chance to realise their passion? Or is it simply to get a job?
We have 2 acoustic guitars, 2 overdrive guitars, and 1 clean electric guitar sound. And 1 second, I'll get the voice out. We're gonna have some violins coming in here, and it's gonna be a groove in the background, like a really deep groove, really like heavy and down there. And this is the chorus. Excellent song.
One of the things I was able to do was work with some songwriting students, and I was trying to work out what I would do, whether I would just sit there and tell them everything I thought, like a teacher, or whether I would just ask them to sing for me, and then we'd discuss their work. I would say to them, look, I'll give you some advice about your song that I would do, but you don't have to listen to me, because songs are very personal things. Any writing is a very personal affair. So if you don't want to take my advice, I'm really happy with that. It'll show me that you're so confident you don't need me.
30 at full. 108 at 30.
Everything we make is has to be thrown away the next day or the next week, and we're working for it for many weeks. And then last year we had a performance and we were working for it for maybe 2 months, and we could only leave it on stage for 20 minutes because the space was needed and nobody could we couldn't store the thing anywhere. So it's very sad, because what are we working for if the things are going to be thrown away, like this hat?
Sit down, how to push it to me. Oh, little, give it to me, will you? Leah, take me to the children. Oh, and Joshua, don't you make them suffer. Oh, funny, funny pillow, intensity in my city. Funny, funny pillow, intensity in my city.
I think I look quite brown today, actually. Do you think I look brown? I haven't even got enough money to buy some milk. 5 pence short from my bus fare.
Where's the peanut butter? I want the peanut butter. Here it is. Nothing left. Let's see if we have another one. Yes, we have. I'll take that one. I'm usually not that hungry in the morning. I usually get hungry around 2 o'clock. And then I would probably eat downstairs in the cafe downstairs or at school in the Lipa canteen. But I mean, my mother always tells me that I should eat breakfast. It's the most important meal in the day.
That's my best fare. I raided my copper's jar. And it's still not enough.
Ready, go, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Personally, for myself, dilemmas that they're confidence things. It's like, am I really good enough to do this? But they're sort of leaving me now because I've just come around to the way of thinking that if I really want to do it, then I can do it. And there's no point in having big confidence problems because you're just not going to get anywhere if you've got that sort of thing. But then also, like, what style of dance do I want to do? I know that I don't want to do really commercial stuff. I really don't want to do that because I feel I've got so much more in my head that I want to get out as opposed to just dancing around.
The key thing for me was that the people who were going to learn to be in show business would be brave enough to be able to do it there and then, and would have enough talent and have the confidence that you've got to have. You've got to believe you can do it. It's no use having talent but being too shy to show it, because this is show business. You've got to show it.
When I was young, my parents always took me to some paint courses. They always tried to give me the possibility to do things I liked, like painting and things like this. And they also like a lot of art. And yeah, we went to exhibitions quite often, so I think they did a lot for my understanding of art when I was young. I think I'm sometimes too shy, maybe, to approach people, and but I'm very perfectionist with myself. Sometimes this stops me from doing my work, because I think I rather want to do something perfectly, and if I can't, I don't want to do it at all.
I did my own production last year and just learned so much about how to actually manage it. I've looked into a lot of managing. I've looked into how to set up a company, looked into budgets, how to get funding, worked with design, like designing my own costumes and all that sort of thing, and that's something that you wouldn't get at any other place.
I don't know whether with my art I really want to contribute to the world or to other people, but I wouldn't say I'm only doing my art for myself, because I think in the end every artist tries to approach an audience, even though many people say they only do their art for themselves, but I think it's not really true. I mean, you always try to get an audience to look at your art. I don't necessarily want to bring a message across with my art. It doesn't have to be political, or I think art can also be beautiful or only nice or only something to look at without giving a message.
Jeg kan høre deg le. Du danser i mine drømmer, selv om du langt av sted. Jeg tenker på deg og dine myke skinn. Hvis jeg bare kunne fly, ville du sluppet meg inn. For når dagene triste, og himmelen her grå, da ønsker Stein jo virkelig at han vil
din sidelå. Jeg kan se deg smila, jeg kan høre deg le. Du danser i mine drømmer, selv om du langt av sted.
You can honestly say we were in it for the money. I don't think there's any shame in saying that, because we were from quite poor people in Liverpool, and we wanted to do well. I mean, my family never had a car, so I wanted to be able to buy a car. John and I always used to joke, we say, okay, now we'll write a swimming pool. But after that, I think then the challenge was to just try and bring your talent to the best it could be. So we eventually got our dreams as far as the financial thing was concerned, and then we were able to widen that out into an artistic challenge, and that was more exciting.
Wake up, stop dreaming, stop prancing about the woods. It's not beseeming, what is it about the woods? Find the fur, find the boy, join the group, stop the giant, just get out of these woods.
From the top and let's get stuck again.
It's hot up here, a lot up here. It's hot up here, forever. A lot of fun. It's not up here, it's hot up here, no matter what. There's not a breath of air up here, and they're up here forever. It's not my fault, I got up here. I'm not up here, I am so hot up here.
It isn't about feelings. Acting is never about feelings. They come along afterwards. Intentions. I mean, it's the great vocabulary of acting. Intention. What you are doing, what you are trying to achieve. Not about feelings and not about demonstrating character. One or two people were trying to show feelings. Emily got a bit into I'll be Marilyn Monroe. Although the intention was strong, wasn't it? The intention was seduction. And she maybe, and we could buy it because she would perhaps put on Marilyn Monroe as a tactic. It might work. Didn't look as if it was working with George. You know, at which point you say, have I achieved what I want to achieve? And is this tactic of trying to get it working? And if it isn't, I'll try something else. Actors do feel, of course they do. And they feel profoundly, and they must. But it comes after the event. It comes as a result of our intentions, trying to achieve things.
I think in general, Lipper has prepared us for the outside world.
Yeah.
My only worry is our level of dance
and technique. Yeah, I feel I don't have.
Yeah.
But I think Lipper's prepared me very much that I'm in a business and I'm a businesswoman almost before I'm an actor in a way.
Yeah, because a lot of
colleges don't train you for like contracts and things. And now we know what to do if somebody's going to try and bump us off or whatever.
Is it always or is it never and? That's what woods are for these moments in the woods.
And this is my room, which I quite like, and it's in quite a good state today. And it's full of just nice things, like my plants, which I always have around me. And what else? Well, seahorses everywhere. I've got a bit of a fetish about seahorses. This wind chime that someone made for me. And then this whole array is just me and my friends from all the different holidays that we've been on together, like Ibiza and Greece and all that sort of thing. Newcastle, constant reminder of where I'm from, and the beautiful Tyne Bridge, which is wicked. And more seahorses, of course.
Has it turned out exactly as I was expected? No, because whenever you think of something completely from the beginning, you don't do it with people. You do it in a sort of, well, there are no people involved. And once people are involved, they bring their own characters, their own personalities, their own histories, and to that extent the thing always changes, and it'll go on changing.
The teachers that have come, they've come and they've gone, and there was a lot of problems for me last year with one teacher that was just sort of pushing us in one direction. It was just, I felt too commercial, and it's not what I wanted to do, and I felt it was really hard to get away from that. That was really difficult.
and just not enough communication between the staff and the students.
How can LIPA satisfy all its students' individual needs? The entertainment business is mainly about survival. And at LIPA, they aim to give their students the necessary skills through a training programme that is multidisciplined and designed not only for performers, but for those who make performance possible. Lighting and sound technicians, enterprise managers, designers, and community artists.
Okay, so how many people are going? Does somebody want to go next door and get a calculator from off the desk?
Community arts is about using arts in non-traditional settings to give people access to media that they wouldn't otherwise have. That media can be visual arts or dance and drama, and I like to do a lot of drama work based on issues with young people to help them understand the sort of wider implications of their actions and any antisocial behaviour that they may feel, but also to help them express their dreams, if you like. Mostly it's like socialising, you know, it's about meeting young people and talking to them, quite often having a laugh with them, and at the end of the day it's not about how hard it is for you and what your needs are, it's about discovering like their needs. At LIPA, you know, I've spent a lot of time sort of fulfilling my own needs, and so much of the ethic at LIPA is about yourself and about promoting yourself, so it's nice to just stop doing that and listen to other people for a change. You know, if you can change one person's perception of the world, then you've changed the whole world for them.
Paul, can you play bass somewhat? Ready? It's very nice to be a sound engineer because it's like a conductor. You can make your own idea on a form of music.
Ready for a showcase gig with hopefully some cool managers and record labels in the audience.
They will be here.
Yeah, they will be here. We played a place in London called Buckingham Palace.
Quite small venue.
Quite a small venue.
More local venue.
Local venue. Like
quite
a pub.
Quite
local audience.
Quite an unusual venue for a rock band like us. But we played there for the Queen, and because I have pink hair, the tabloid papers in England were chasing us around and trying to get exclusive stories.
The music. We're looking at its concept, not design. This bread is kind
As part of her assessment, Nora has been asked to design a CD cover for the college record label. She's come up with a few sketches, But what will the production team think of them? After all, the managers and technicians are her fellow students.
When you do the presentation completely within a few days, and if you don't like it, I do another complete.
Yeah, we have these circumstances now, and we have to try to imagine these things.
I want to decide on the topic now, and if the topic of the bread is okay, then I will use the bread for now, and I can still change details of it later on.
Well, this is I think this is absolutely unrealistic, that the designer is giving us an ultimatum that, like, which one we're going to do.
I mean, I'm working with the managers, but not for the managers, and I won't do something that I'm not satisfied with.
Well, that's your choice. That's absolutely your choice not to do it. If you were thinking about a typeface, why the hell isn't there a typeface on there? And an idea of space and where it's going to be positioned, and whether there's going to be a logo on the front, and whether the name of the thing, etc., etc.
a big difference.
Exactly.
Very big difference.
I'll go back to it again. There's the concept for that flyer.
As I told you, I couldn't do this with every single piece, because it's just a matter of time.
Right, shit, you just got to.
After this meeting, I really thought about whether I want to do this as my profession, because, as I said before, I don't want to design things that are not my own art or just for the mass, and I don't want to have to struggle always with stupid people. I think there are many of them in the art business. There's a way of doing it in a nice way as well. You can make compromises and you can discuss about things so that everybody's happy in the end in a nice way. But just these arrogant behavior. But I think I have to become a kindergarten teacher if I don't want to be hurt by anybody in this art scene.
This is my studio where I do all my work, and I usually like to stay up late working on things, so I don't wake up till around 11 or something. I'm not that 7 o'clock type of guy. Both Edvard Grieg and my grandfather, Johan Halvorsen, has inspired me a lot through their music. But the most important thing is through my childhood. There was always music in the house. My father always played records of Grieg and Halvorsen. And just by listening to that every day of my life or through my childhood, it's just gone into my head and stayed there. This is for a Norwegian documentary film, and it's pictures of mountains and stuff, and it's this tune right here, which I wanted to play. So you can just play it, you can repeat it twice. Yeah. So just start like Love and take it an octave higher the second time. No, that's right.
Very, very long. This G.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Maybe we should just take the first bit and then cut it and take it again. Yeah, but it sounds good. It sounds really good. I think the most important thing when you want to succeed in the entertainment industry is to know people, the connections, to have the right phone numbers and the right names. Because if you don't know anybody, you don't get anywhere. You can't get anywhere. So the contacts is absolutely the most important. And then of course, the skills. You need to be good at what you're doing to do it well.
I thought about a new design, choosing an egg on the front cover, because the CD is about new Liverpool bands trying to get to the top, and so I thought an egg is a nice symbol for showing this birth of new bands. And on the back of the CD, on the on-body print, on the inlay card, I wanted to have a broken egg, so the title would be also very close to the image, saying an egg and to be confirmed. So I started to design this again, and I showed it to the managers after a few days, and they liked it, so I was very relieved, and I could start with the design.
Kate has travelled to London to audition for a part in the West End show Les Miserables.
I don't necessarily want to be a huge star. I just want to have worked regularly in musical theatre and just to be recognised in that field.
2 o'clock.
Me.
Oh. Right, I'll take your music. Yes, I think they're just finishing a little longer. Let's do this then, fine. They'll call you in a minute.
Okay, shall I stay here?
Yeah, no, it's Kate. Next one.
Big moment.
Oh, if life were made of moments, even now and then a bad one. But if life were only moments, then you'd never know you had one.
I think it went okay. There were a few little kind of nervous notes, but I think they realised that will probably happen anyway. But I did well. I did as best as I can. So just fingers crossed now.
Finished now, and I'm very happy I've done it, and I will probably get drunk tonight and listen to the band, and I'm very happy. Before I came here, I was interested in the fine arts, and then I became interested in graphic design. But now, since I learned so much about the field of graphic design, that you always have to make compromises and you really can't do your own art, I don't know still whether I want to continue doing this. But I think I will do something in the field of art, either film or graphic design or painting.
Emma used her time at LIPA to develop herself as a whole person as much as an artist. But now it's time for her to show her talents as a dancer before the major London agents.
I'm really scared. In London to do the showcase in 45 minutes, just about to warm up. My hands are shaking. Had a really bad rehearsal this afternoon, but they always say that's good, don't they? I think I'm a lot more confident in the fact that good things will only happen if you really make them happen. You can't just sit and wait for things to happen. And that you've got to always just do things even if you think, even when you don't know what's going to come out of them, you've still got to go and do them. And I'm not scared to do that anymore.
Hopefully something will come from it, but we just don't know yet.
Yeah, it went better than I thought it was going to. Well, the beginning anyway. The end was a complete mess because I was just enjoying it too much and completely forgetting what I was meant to be doing, just leaping around in the last number. But yeah, it was good. We'll just see what happens now. I'm just interested in getting the wine, really, at the moment.
Ah, that's excellent news. Brilliant. I applied for a job in Norwegian television, and they're actually asking me to send tapes, videotapes, and that's really excellent. Wow. That's cool. Wow, I'm so happy. Wow. Brilliant. Wow. Yes, stop!
Since the Les Miserables audition, I haven't heard anything, which I suppose is a bit disappointing, but there we go, it's just what the whole business is about.
How still it is, how odd it is, and God it is so hot.
The actual musical theatre courses are great courses. They cover everything, and everyone who I've spoken to outside of LIPA have been very impressed with that, but they do need to focus on the dance a lot more.
So what does the theatre industry think of the first LIPA students?
I'm fairly confident that we'll take on some of them, certainly within the next 12 months, and you know, to take students on immediately into West End shows and major musical tours is a fairly high achievement.
I'm so stressed out. Bobba, you have to hurry up.
Yes.
Just
I think
15 minutes left.
Help me out. After research reported, I feel it will be room for the creative musician in the future. And what?
Stein Johan is to hand in his last ever written assessment. He's been so busy on the practical side, that essay has not been easy to finish in time.
Well, I think it has been maybe a bit too much of all the written work we'll have to do, like contextual studies and professional development and all these essays we have been writing. But I mean, we have learned a lot from that as well, of course. But thinking back now, I wish I could have had more classes in maybe sound recording and MIDI and stuff like that, because we haven't had too much of that, I think. And this is the last page soon. So I've written about 5,500 words about the relationship between the film director and the composer.
Students are applying for a profession which you don't have instant success. I mean, I could mention people who have, for instance, are going on tours with Eric Clapton on the administration side, or who've already got jobs in theatre companies, or who, one student, I mean, has got a television program on MTV.
And welcome to the Precious Roy Home Shopping Network. I'm Ollie. Hey, I'm Siffel.
But LIPA was set up not for, you know, the odd people. It was actually set up for the vast bulk of 160 students, and at this stage we need to wait about 3 or 4 years before we can tell, because this is not a environment where students get jobs just like that.
I took recordings of a friend and I speaking, and we've been friends since we were little kids, and I made a bunch of puppets out of things I found around my house and borrowed a camera and made a show using the audio track of my friend and I talking. Rock. The show has changed my life. Obviously financially, I just bought a house and everything, which I never thought I'd ever do. And also it gave me a feeling like my ideas are worth something, which is probably the biggest reward. It's easier to remember things that are about to happen right before they do. That's true. You could be making tons of money, but if you don't like what you're doing, I don't consider that successful. If everybody knows your name, but you're miserable, you're successful in their eyes, but not internally. And I feel successful because I'm doing something that makes me happy.
Your children are not your children. They are the sons and the daughters of life's longing for itself. They come through you, but they are not from you. And though they are with you, they belong not to you.
I must say I had a lot of misgivings because a lot of friends of mine would say, we didn't learn it, we weren't taught it, we just went to the clubs and we did it. So I think that was my biggest worry over the last 3 years about the school. But when some of the students came down to Linda's memorial service, it was just so fantastic. And they really proved that they could just stand up there in front of a very tough crowd on a very difficult occasion and just deliver. And the people I spoke to in the days following that just only really talked about this crowd. And I know Linda was smiling down on this crowd. Anyway, I did this last time I was here. Oh well. Anyway, so I just want to thank them for hanging in and doing all the hard work that was necessary. So I wish you all the very best of luck, and may things go well for you. May your lives be harmonious and happy. And as a friend of mine once said, you know where we are, so if you're ever passing, don't.
Yeah, getting ready.
Second take, as we say, in the music business.
Oh my goodness, I don't know.
But does anyone we know how to do it?
Can you keep still?
Yeah, sorry. I just have to laugh.
Oh.
Hello, we're here. We're in for the drinks and in for a wicked night. Thank you.
Oh, Mom, I think you are actually right.
We're so grateful we saw your toenails now. I'm sure the rest of the world is so grateful to see your toenails.
I'm about to go down to London again, where I've now moved to. I've got a couple of auditions that I need to go to in about a week and a half. One of them's for a TV series. I'm down to the last few for that, which would be great. I'd love to get that. But the other one is for a part in the musical Grease, which again I would love to do, because that's what I've always dreamed of, being in a musical in the West End. So fingers crossed.
Goodbye, Janet. I'll see you back in Norway.
Before Christmas, I was thinking about going to Japan with two of my friends from college. They're going at the end of July to dance for 6 months in clubs and things. And I'm sort of thinking maybe I've missed out, because they're going to earn shed loads of cash. They're going to see Japan for 6 months. They're going to have a fantastic time. But I just don't want to do it, because I know that the dancing's really commercial and they're probably going to end up taking their clothes off, and I'm just not into it, because I know that it's loads of money, and I know that each to their own and all that sort of thing, and I'm not dissing my friends at all for going in any way, but I just know that I'll do it a different way, that'll be a better way for me.
I want to be able to work professionally and know enough about my work in order to be able to work on my own. I would also like to be able to work in a big city, like New York or Berlin, London, Tokyo. I don't know yet.
I have a lot of dreams, but the most important thing for me is to be able to do exactly what I do, to make music and to do videos. and, for example, within my own production company and make money of it. I mean, if I can make that happen, I would be really, really happy.
I want in 10 years to have done loads for myself. Hopefully I'll have my own company and hopefully I'll have a family and recognised within my profession for doing something excellent that no one else does. But I'm not one of these people that is living my life solely so I can dance. See, again, you see, people will say I'm not dedicated enough because my whole life isn't for dance. It's not. I've got too many other things as well in my life that are important to me, and dance is right up there at the top. It is really important to me, but it's not the only thing, because I don't think you should ever have your life channeled just by one thing, because it'll run out one day and you'll have nothing else. You need a lot more than just one thing to live for.
Nora is now in her last year at LIPA and is directing a short film. After LIPA, Emma has been dancing in her own performances as well as teaching. Kate has been in a musical on a national UK tour, as well as starring in a TV drama. Stein Johan has started his own production company and works for Norwegian television.
Programmet var sponset av Aftenposten, Grundig og Økokraft.